Hello, everyone. Welcome, 𝚃𝚅𝚗𝚗𝚕𝚎, my sweet, dear, magical friends, strong, beautiful people, to your weekly astrological live stream. We're going to cover Monday, October the 23rd to Sunday, October the 29th. Is that Sunday? The 30th. Yes, this is going to be Monday to Monday. We're going to talk about the eclipse in Taurus. That's basically what this is. This week you're building up towards the last eclipse in Taurus. So briefly, we're going to go through the other eclipses. So this eclipse in Taurus, it's a partial lunar eclipse and it's nothing new. This is more like a graduation. We're graduating this cycle of lessons when it comes to the Taurus areas of life, the Taurus and Scorpio areas of life. So this is what I've really been seeing is a lot of like confidence stuff, confidence issues, issues with finances, sexuality, issues with where you kind of hold your own in a group of people, with your health, taking your health seriously and being confident. There's a lot of people that are afraid of health stuff that they just don't want to like even confront it, whether that's like physical health or mental health. It's like they have an issue with death or something, with their own mortality. Anyway, so basically, these eclipses have been challenging you to develop and strengthen your own self-esteem in order to show up to this area of life with more confidence and making that materially better. Because it was the North Node in Taurus. The North Node is now in Aries, but it's a part, that's what makes it a partial lunar eclipse. So this is the last big push. This is the week leading up to it. It's going to play out over the next 3 weeks in total. I'm calling this week Birthing a Legend because it's the last time you're going to get this opportunity for maybe 18 years. All right. This is where the flow is going and you're going to do it. You're going to rise up and meet it and engage with it, or you're going to fall off and you're going to succumb to the fears of the Scorpio stuff. Fears, manipulation, tactics working on you, people weaponizing your own fears and insecurities against you, that working on you, whatever. So this started November 19th, 2021, lunar eclipse at 27 degrees of Taurus. I remember that one. Algol. I remember that one. April the 30th, 2022, we had a solar eclipse in Taurus on May the 5th. Was that the 15th? I think it's May 5th. Oh, no, that is May 15th. There's another one May 5th, but this one's May 15th, 2022. We had the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, 25 degrees. October 25th, 2022, lunar eclipse at 2 degrees of Scorpio. November the 8th of 2022, lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Taurus. May the 5th of this year, 2023, lunar eclipse at 14 degrees of Scorpio. And then here we are. October the 28th, 2023, lunar eclipse at 5 degrees in Taurus. So, wow, you guys, what a retrospective. I had really high expectations for this in my 5th, 11th house axes. And I'm just my propaganda is we're making this a victory no matter what. Okay, it's not exactly the victory I had in mind, but we're going to make it a victory no matter what, because that's the vibe. Whatever, where this isn't necessarily like, don't expect like all the riches and the glory. Like this could have just been the eclipse cycle 2 years to get you to the self-esteem point that you're going to take with you the rest of your life. So just because transits are over or eclipses move on to different signs, the energy and the focus moves forward, but you get to choose if you're going to hold on to these lessons and internalize them and grow from them, or if you're just going to like, the past is the past, $1 million can't bring back the past, and I'm never going to think about it, and I'm never going to learn from it, and it's just gone and it's over now. Because you're going to run into the same exact issues with different people and different situations. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. So I recommend learning from it and carrying these self-esteem lessons with you no matter what. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to try to write this down this time. Let's see. Hello. Let's start with Monday, the 23rd of October. We have the sun entering Scorpio, and then we have the moon in Aquarius, making that square to Uranus and Taurus retrograde before they go void for like most of the day. So it's kind of funny that it's just kind of, that's why I'm kind of doing this like earlier before the void period. So the sun moving into Scorpio, it's things are heating up, things are getting more investigative, people are more probing, people are more, you know, assuming there's more happening even if there's not, just really feeling like there's more than meets the eye. And so that's just the vibe. That's just Scorpio energy for the next like month. So sun in Scorpio, I really feel for us in this context is finding the line. We're looking for where that line is. Okay, kids are looking for the boundary because that's what makes them feel safe. And you've heard me say that before. Like if we don't know the boundary with our parents, we go to school and break rules. We go and break the law. And it's the long arm of the law that we learn where the line is, where the pushback is. So when it's healthy, when things are going, like humming along as they should, then these are great lessons and they make us feel safe. And it's hunky-dory kumbaya, but no one really gets that growing up. And if you did, you're boring, okay? In acting class, it was always like the people that just had these like very pristine childhoods that were just like, whew, all right, like, can we go bigger? It's very, so just, you're interesting. You're interesting. You can learn things and grow and you're different and you're interesting. So Monday, you're looking for the line. Scorpio is where we need boundaries with thoughts, our own obsessive thinking. We need boundaries with our own emotions. Can't let our emotions just like go wild and all over the place. Boundaries with other people, boundaries with our work. If you're like, I got to go see my family. I can't just be here with you people all the time. I got to go be with my family. That's my priority. And like, here's my boundary. Priorities with, boundaries with like, anything where you're starting to feel, once you start to feel resentment, that's where your boundary is. If you're doing something, you're starting to feel resentment, that's where your boundary is. That's back up for yourself. I need a little bit of privacy. I need a little bit of space, what have you. When you go beyond that feeling of resentment, that's you betraying your own boundary. And you're mad at them, you're mad at the boss, you're mad at whatever, but you're really mad at yourself because you betrayed your own boundary. Scorpio wants us to know where those lines are, wants us to find it. So sun in Scorpio for the next 4 weeks, that could be a bigger issue for some people. It depends on what your boundaries are when you go into the season, in the Scorpio season. Now, that's one side of Scorpio. The other side is bonding. Scorpio is where we forge these really deep, beautiful soul connections. And, Frodo and Samwise going to Mount Mordor, like this is just where you and your comrade, two together, doing your thing, getting the job done, launching the charity, whatever it is, it's a bond that is really, really strong, but respectful because it's two unique individuals. Scorpio is a very individual sign. It's a very individualistic and values privacy, right? So it really takes two unique individuals or a group of individuals that form the deepest bonds. Because when you don't, if you're forming bonds because of guilt or sense of obligation or like whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to the resentment, that's like toxic to your system. Those aren't real. It's like if someone shares a secret with you and you feel pressure to share a secret with them. It's you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit like manipulated, or even if it's authentic, it's like maybe just authentic for the one side, but not for the other side. You have to feel that within yourself and don't negate your own feelings. Really honor your intuition. So the next 4 weeks, we have the sun in Scorpio. We're finding where our boundaries are. We're finding where we're feeling like we want to trust, feeling where we have a good feeling about something, whether it's like, I have a good feeling about this job, a good feeling about this circumstance, good feeling about this neighborhood, this relationship, this is even, who would this be? This would be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Cancer. It would be Cancer, sun, moon, risings with the Scorpio stuff. Like, where are your bonds and boundaries creatively? artistically, for instance. You know, maybe you've always been afraid of going deep and being a great artist and pulling these emotions out of yourself, and that's been keeping you from really connecting to your own creativity, you know, just as an example. So you have the next 4 weeks to think about it, but you're building towards this eclipse in Taurus. So it's about Taurus. It's about what's physically there, what is already blooming, what is already flowering. All right. So that sun doesn't want to compete with that. The moon's going to reflect the light of the sun, but that moon needs to have like its own special little expression. It's going to hit Jupiter, going to hit Uranus. So this really is like a lot of change in the air. And it needs to be this victory lap that you're taking. It has to be reflective of your self-esteem. Your self-esteem has to be way more than what it was at the end of 2021. All right. So that's what I'm saying. Whether you are celebrating like an actual victory, like maybe you won something or something, some people are going to be celebrating victories that they won something over the next 3 weeks, and that is their time. And you just have to let them have their time. It's their moment. You're going to have your time. You're going to have your moment, but it's in your own divine timing, and you have to just let it go. Okay. We all have to just let it go. So you have to focus on your own self-esteem, confidence in your skills, talents, and abilities. And this day, Monday, starts it off really strong because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the sun moving into Scorpio makes a trine to Saturn retrograding in Pisces, which is yummy. It's wonderful. So on Monday, you have the sun kicking off Scorpio season. You also have the moon in Aquarius squaring Uranus and Taurus. And it's like the whole day. Like circumstances are like unpredictable. There could be changes in your schedule, changes in your routine, changes of feeling. This is helping you break out of a rut. The moon in Aquarius making that square to Uranus and Taurus. Like you got to break out of the rut. You got to detach, break out, break into something new and different. It's time for a different vibe. Now, this is a hard pivot on Monday. There's going to be a similar energy on the weekend, and you're going to be way more comfortable with it on the weekend. But on Monday, it might feel kind of jarring, or it might be kind of surprising, or you might feel some of you are probably going to be refreshed, to be honest, though. Like if you have the attitude of like an adventurer, then you're going to welcome when there are disruptions in the program, because you're going to see chaos as opportunity. You're going to see risk as an opportunity. You're going to see everything as an opportunity. I was right, by the way, about last weekend. I got motivated. I got quite motivated. So, you know, it's not, don't count like your physical victories. It's about the character. It's about who you are. Okay. You need it for a good story. The hero needs obstacles. No one wants to watch a hero that gets everything they want, that everything comes easy for them. It's boring. The hero needs a hero, obstacle, goal. You need to have the goal in your mind's eye, and it's no matter what. Until you die. Live to die another day. If it takes that long, that's how long it takes. Tuesday, the 24th of October. We have the sun in Scorpio trining over to Saturn retrograding in Pisces. That's very safe. That's safety. That's where the line is. That's where the boundaries are. That's where the security is. You want to you enter a romantic relationship with someone, you onboard someone in your company, you welcome someone new into the family that you like because you trust them to honor their own boundaries and respect your boundaries. You can leave them alone and go off and do something. You know what I'm saying? That's what like the benefit of boundaries is like in multiple people situations and like relationships and stuff. So I like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for feeling and intuiting and developing a sense of trust with your relationship in these areas of life. The Scorpio, Pisces areas are like empowering each other. It's like, okay, I could just trust. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna adhere to protocol. They're gonna listen. They're gonna go along. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be like blowing off, showing up late, guilt tripping, insecure, having to hold their hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a very mature quite powerful actually with, Saturn. Saturn's pretty strong, right? So I like that on Tuesday. Then the moon will enter into Pisces, cross Saturn. The sun will be in Scorpio, making a trine to that same moon in Pisces. That moon in Pisces will then trine Scorpio stuff, Mercury and Mars in Scorpio. So Tuesday is really nice. Tuesday is like safe and yummy. When the moon enters Pisces, there's a depth of feeling. So it's like Pisces is like the deepest. Pisces is like the friggin' ocean. So I would expect the feelings, like you're going to be super intuitive on Tuesday. It's eclipse portal time, so you're probably going to be intuitive no matter what, but like really pay attention to what your feelings are telling you, because you could be tuning into, okay, so information, think of like a byte of information, like BYTE. All right, like a gigabyte, bytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes. And think about water, a droplet of water. Think about one emotion. Okay. Just imagine the concept of fitting a lot of information in a very small amount of space. So that's something that water does. You can fit hello, welcome. You can fit so much water. So you can fit so much emotional energy and information in one droplet of water. And the same is true with an emotion. You can have one feeling that has so much information, emotional information, spiritual information, karmic information in that one feeling. I'll touch on this maybe in another video later, but just trust me on that. So when the moon enters Pisces for the next 2.5 days, you're going to connect with so much through the depth of your feeling. You're going to be able to, it's like your frequency, your band, you're able to perceive more. Like the veil is thinning, guys. As we get closer to Halloween, like the veil is thinning more and more. So there's a lot that's being communicated to you on Tuesday when the moon crosses Saturn in Pisces. That's emotional maturity. So not only are you connecting with how you feel, you're connecting with a truer sense of where your responsibility truly lies and where you can release and surrender and let go of certain responsibilities that are not within your realm of control or that are just not your responsibility. So I really like Tuesday for this like loosening of that. So it's like compassionate release. It's like you let something go, you surrender something up because it's not, I want to say it's not appropriate, but you may feel it differently. You may feel it like it never had to be that hard. I never had to care so much. I never had to worry so bad. It's like so it's like a release, a soft release in that kind of sense. That's what I like. Sun trining the moon, and then the moon in Pisces trining over to Scorpio. So we have Sun in Scorpio trining the moon in Pisces trining Mars and Mercury in Scorpio. These areas of life are working very well together. I can see some people being very, this is like penetrating and empathetic conversations. So if you do realize like this is not my responsibility, my heart is not in this, or the time is done or come up or whatever, if you have to make any, have any conversations with anyone, they can be both honest, like I said, penetrating, respectful, insightful, but also empathetic, where people, you should have a good time, easier time conveying where you're coming from and the truth of the situation without making anyone a bad guy, without making anyone a villain. Listen, some people are going to get totally victim mindset, and they're going to need to figure out, they're going to need to put a face to the villain. They're going to need to put a face to the bad feeling that they're feeling. They're going to need to put a face to like project their responsibility onto so that they externalize it to avoid taking self-responsibility. So if anyone comes at you with any negativity over the next 3 weeks, that's probably what they're doing. They're probably projecting something ugly onto you. So Tuesday's the day to try and talk to them like soul to soul. That might be the better time to, you know, for them for the harmony, for them to see where you're coming from. That's what I say. Wednesday, the 25th of October, we have the moon, just lunar things. We have the moon in Pisces opposing Venus in Virgo, the moon in Pisces sextiling Uranus in Taurus. The moon will cross Neptune in Pisces retrograde, and then they will sextile Pluto in Capricorn. A lot of lunar aspects on Wednesday. So the moon opposing Venus in Virgo was probably going to be really nice. I really like Wednesday for being very inspired. Tuesday, Wednesday are probably the best days of the week, you know, where people are going to be like more kumbaya, you know, where you have like the good, you know, the conversations and all of the things. Like I said, Wednesday with the moon opposing Venus in Virgo, I feel like you're going to be very inspired by your desires. So instead of wanting something and feeling bad that you don't have it right away, or seeing something that you want and feeling like, oh, it'll never happen for me, or like feeling sorry for yourself, I feel like that moon Venus opposition will be, it's not that I can't afford it, it's how can I afford it. It'll be an inspiration. Okay, so it's not like motivation from like a hard ambitious place, it's inspiration, that it's just like pulling you along easy. You're inspired, you're just like following the little fairy dust in the mode of light, you know. So I like that. Go with what you are, go with your curiosity, go with your desire, go with the inspiration. Okay, it could be very like whimsical on Wednesday. Now the sextile to Uranus, that's glimpsing a new understanding. So like today, Monday, the moon in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. So it's almost like so much of the future, or it's like, it's so new and different, or it's like, you know, it could be like a little bit of like a shock rocker kind of energy this whole day on Monday. Calm your little nervous system down. You guys. All right. So a little TK update. Please indulge me. And I thank you in advance. So what I'm working now is upgrading my nervous system. And this makes so much freaking sense. I would have been like hitting my head against the wall for like who knows how much longer. Like it was a good thing that I got all those headaches to slow my roll, because now it led me here, right? So I found when the student is ready, the teacher appears for real. So to channel the bigger energy, more light, and to lift heavier things, you need to upgrade your everyone would need to upgrade their nervous system, because like when you get the tingling sensations and all that, the consciousness fuses with the nervous system temporarily while we have a body. So when you overload that nervous system, when you're channeling too much light and channeling too much energy, it pops you out of your body. You have an out-of-body experience. So it's going to take me a couple of months. I already started the exercise. It's a lot of work. This is a whole thing. But it'll take a couple months. 2024 is going to be the year. 2024 is going to be the year I'm throwing cards around. And then you can move bigger things because of how you're able to channel it through your body. It makes so much sense. There's like a whole... Okay, thank you for indulging me. Let's continue on. We are still in Wednesday, glimpsing a new understanding. So what may be jarring or like a shock rocker on Monday, by Wednesday, that's just Jimmy Joe down the block who plays his guitar. You know, it's not so shock rockery. It's more like that's your niece. How you're not going to be shock rocked of your niece, you know. You're like, come on, have some food. So it's not really like you're glimpsing in more through the emotion, more through the feeling, like a new understanding where you're like, okay, well, this is where the future's going. This is where this thing is going. And it's like, I don't have to worry about it. Like I said, like, all right, you know, you could sing your little songs, you know, we're still going to have dinner at the table or something. So I like it. And then when the moon crosses Neptune, the soul knows. Your soul knows. Trust your soul. The soul knows. The sextile to Pluto and Capricorn, it's serious. It's deeply transformative, and it could, you know, it could just have like a really positive changes in the air feeling, but feeling very much like at peace with everything. You got to make peace with it. You got to make peace with this stuff. That's the only way you can like really practice acceptance and move forward. You know, it's like no matter what. But you have to accept it first. Okay. Thursday, the 26th of October. On this day, we have a yod forming on the 26th. So on Thursday, we basically have the moon going into Aries, and they will create the focal point of a yod with the sun in Scorpio, and I think it's Juno. Oh, I took Juno off this. Let's see. Display chart points, Juno. There you are. Juno, I use Lilith, Juno, Sirius. Let's see. This, what is this is, oh, that's too far. Thursday. There it is. Okay. So yeah, it is Juno. So Juno's going to be at 3 degrees of Virgo. The sun's going to be at 3 degrees of Scorpio, and then the moon's going to be at 3 degrees of Aries. So Juno is forming an inconjunct, a quincunx to the moon. The sun is forming an inconjunct, a quincunx to the moon on the other side. And together they are forming a sextile to each other. So basically, they call it like the finger of God. I don't know why. But it's called a yod. And it's a fateful day on Thursday. So there could be some really beautiful harmony and like synergy coming through. And what I'm going to tell you about Thursday, like whatever you're doing, you're likely going to have an opportunity, or it's going to be something to kind of display your independence, like you're like a pioneering kind of spirit. So even if you are doing something, you know, with your family or with your partner or whatever, it's still something that is like maybe new for the family, new for the group, or maybe you and your partner are like the first to do something, you know, a first for the family, whatever it happens to be, a first for the company. So I like Thursday. It's a very fateful day. So all I'm going to say about that is do it with confidence. Go forth and do it with confidence. Okay. And that's literally it for Thursday. Friday, the 27th of October, we just have the moon in Aries making a quincunx to, we're really reaching here, making a quincunx to Venus in Virgo. That to me looks like you're just growing into it. You know, you're growing into it. Okay, you're just growing into it. That's all I have to say about that. Saturday, the eclipse. Happy Eclipse Day, everybody. So Saturday is the eclipse on the 28th, the last partial lunar eclipse in Taurus that we're going to have for another 18 years. You had a window of opportunity from then until now, from November 2021. Now it's over. And this is like, you know, you're not going to have this kind of opportunity for another 18 years. So what I would not focus on like the people and the situations from the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022 or all of 2022 or 2023 until right now. I would really focus on the themes thematically and the values. You know, I would focus on those kinds of things, because likely there could have been people and situations and things that have been eclipsed out of your life since November 2021. And likely there's been other people and situations that have come into your life since then that are more reflective of your healthy self-esteem. This eclipse cycle has been this portal of opportunity opening up for you guys, if you to build your self-esteem, but then to also take the opportunities that have been coming your way. So for instance, if you don't take a good opportunity, it's because of a low self-esteem. If fate brings you the opportunity, whether you decide to say yes to it or not, is you creating your destiny. So on Saturday, we have the moon in Aries squaring Pluto in Capricorn. what's bothering you and why is it bothering you. There may be something to kind of like overcome a little bit. I'm always going to say we have to get over ourselves. So with the Pluto and Capricorn, there's something that inside of ourselves wants to be more powerful, that wants to be confident, that wants to be secure, that wants to have form and structure and like legacy, you know. But that moon in Aries, there's another part of us or another part of our lives that is like raring to go, ready to get it going, ready to get started. So there's a little bit of a meeting, having to reconcile something. Then the moon will move into Taurus and we're really feeling our values. Like we're really, really feeling it. The moon in Taurus will sextile Saturn in Pisces. Confidence. Honestly, guys, confidence is such the name of the game. Mars and Scorpio, this is the day, Saturday, when Mars and Mercury in Scorpio will oppose Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. Mars opposing Jupiter, toxic attacks. People, there could be toxic attacks. People are like, it could be on a mundane level. I'm going to throw something in the hat. Let's see if we have more earthquakes and more of like terra firma breaking up and we discover more cities. I feel like that'd be such a thing. That already happened within this Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle, but maybe it'll happen again, and maybe there'll be something else that we find and excavate with the Scorpio balance. So, okay. So Mars opposing Jupiter, toxic attacks. People are going to be like freaking crazy. Expect violence this weekend. It might be a weekend to stay in. Mercury in Scorpio opposing Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. That's like the manipulative underbelly. There's this really cool YouTube channel called The Soft White Underbelly. It's such a good, it's great. If you're a writer, you'd probably really like that channel. Soft White Underbelly. I'm calling Mercury opposing Jupiter the manipulative underbelly. You know, it's almost like someone, you know, our dog or animal, like on their back. This is my underbelly, but like they're actually going to bite your hand or something. So there's a potential for that on Saturday. I don't know if you're planning anything on Saturday, keep it loosey-goosey with the scheduling, stay flexible. There could be internet problems, electrical issues. There could just be random things coming up. Eclipses, it's just random. Different parts of your life are affecting different parts of your life. It's just random but interconnected. So that's, there could be on the lowest side there, but on the higher side, this could be real results and real visible things that are manifesting in your life to reflect your self-esteem back to you, where you get to see all of the hard work that you've been doing, making money in your sleep, losing weight, improving your physique, having more confidence in your skills, talents, and abilities to make money, to turn your creative passion project into a career, to feel like you're beautiful and desirable or handsome or strong or capable. You know, these Taurian things, David Beckham's a Taur. I'm telling you guys, I watched that documentary. I felt so bad for him. Like, oh my gosh, poor guy. But, you know, that's been the focus of it. That Taurus area of your life needed more stability, but it had to be real confidence. It had to be like, you know, for some people, this is your belief system where you've had to see that how you see the world isn't really how the world really is. Or, you know, maybe you've gone to school, gone to university and learned about the world. Maybe you've been a teacher, maybe you've been an instructor, and maybe you've been the one teaching people and you've been the one, you know, be more confident, and you've been encouraging people or parenting people or, you know, whatever. So this opposition with Mars and Mercury could really put something oppositional to you where you see that reflected. It depends on what area of life this happens to be. But that could be reflected here. So for instance, this is my 2 axes because I'm a Capricorn Cancer ascendant. So this is my 5th, 11th house axis times 2. Every eclipse cycle, it's times 2. And so it's love, it's dating, it's my own personal creative vision, but it's also intrinsically connected to the groups that I'm a part of, intrinsically connected to my social media, what I publish out, but groups and communities, a sense of belonging. So over the last few years, since November 2021, I found myself just dropped into a whole existing like group or community. And most of them were not the vibe. I would start really optimistic and like, oh yeah, these are my people. But you know, the same thing like when I joined the board of SAG-AFTRA, I'm like, oh my God, these are my people. I always feel like, oh my God, I found my people. And it's like never it completely. I feel like it's really been about refining my community, the one that I created, you know, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Patreon. I feel like it's been more about that. Except this one group. I am part of one group chat, and I am so proud because I would normally be way too insecure to be on any kind of like text group chat. But I'm in a group chat and I freaking love these people. So there is one group that I found that I'm like, oh my God, you people are my people. You guys are my people. So it feels so nice. And it's like, it's wonderful. So, you know, and I did see someone talking about, actually that's Libra. I'm not going to go there. We're going to stick with the Taurus Scorpio eclipses. So, you know, it's like I've had to learn groups and communities and like trying to feel out where do I fit in? Do I fit in anywhere? It feels like I don't. But maybe if you feel like if you're a Cancer, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, then you're wrapping it up and you still haven't found where you belong. There's no, it's like, what's that movie? I think it's Freaks. One of us, Google gobble, one of us. If that hasn't happened for us yet, if it doesn't happen for us in the next 3 weeks, oh well, we're freaks. And you probably need to start your own group. You probably need to start your own TikTok, your own YouTube channel, and just like pulse your vibe out really strongly. And that's what I'm telling everyone that has a social media over the next little, like forever. Like if you're on social media, be as polarizing as you honestly are. Like don't sugarcoat yourself. Okay. Cause it's this, you need to be as like who you are as possible on the internet, like uploading your consciousness into the internet, because as strongly and immediately as it's going to repulse people that are not people you're talking to anyway, it's going to be just as strongly attracting people that really are your vibe. And they're going to magnetize to you and your channel and what you're doing, whatever you're saying, even stronger, more committed. And they're going to see you and like rush towards you. So do not be afraid of like haters or trolls or polarizing people. Okay. And I'm talking, if you're watching this, you're like spiritually minded anyway. So I don't have to worry about this landing on the wrong ears. Remember, we're not going to the post office and doing things and then going to the police station afterward and saying, Madam President Natalie, spelled Natalee, told me to do this. We're not going there. Okay. So, you know, within reason, be your strongest, brightest little bulb self, because you want to pulse your vibration out and find those people. So, you know, just personally for me, that seems to have been, well, and my creative passion project, I did have some benefit where I got to connect with things that got me more connected with my craft, with me as like a writer. And that's like, that's worth its weight in gold. Like you can, I bought it, but like it's worth so much. I feel really lucky. And that came through TikTok. So perfect example. So it was a Taurus eclipse cycle in my 11th houses that it was through TikTok. It was through fucking TikTok that I got that. Like how special and wonderful and magical. But my vibe, that vibe, it connected and I got closer to my craft, and that's been my victory. That's what I have. And I'm going to tell you guys something. You know, there may be toxic attacks, there may be manipulation, there may be guilt tripping, there may be some sore losers, there may be blah blah blah, but you know what? You need to be confident regardless. And you need to just keep going no matter what. And here's the example I'm going to give you. The example I'm going to give you is actors, because when actors go into an audition, they reek. Some of them reek of desperation. reek of it, and you can't mask it. You can't just like spritz and mask it. That is your vibe. You walk in, you either have that vibe or you don't have that vibe. Okay? And when you have that vibe of like desperation and someone chooses you, if anyone chooses the desperate one over these next 3 or 4 weeks, if that Scorpio energy is working on people and making them feel guilty, it's because they have low self-esteem. If you choose someone that's got that desperate vibe, it's because you have low self-esteem. Okay? If you choose the lover that you feel sorry for, you have low self-esteem. If you choose the coworker or onboarding someone you feel sorry for, you have the low self-esteem. Because you want to choose someone that is going to the top no matter what, with or without you. Live to die another day. That's who you want to partner with. That person represents and reflects back to you your healthy self-esteem. That's what you want. You're choosing your partner that's reflecting the honesty of who you are. You're choosing the job that you think you deserve. Low self-esteem can manifest through low wages, lost money to debt, lost money to gambling, lost money to not getting promoted, not asking for the promotion. Low self-esteem that way. Also in our relationship choices. Crummy relationships that are, off of like desperation or feeling bad for someone or whatever. Okay, then it's like, that's what makes it a toxic codependent situation, because they're desperate, you feel sorry for them, and you're going to do that dance the rest of your life, and no one's going to grow. Okay, so you want to be confident regardless, and you don't want to be the desperate actor. Okay, you want that much trust in yourself, and you will then pulse that vibe magically out into the cosmos, and you will attract other strong, independent people and cities and opportunities and job offers, whatever, that reflect that back to you. Some of you on social media, you're gonna find that back. Okay. Connecting with kinetics has been so freaking cool. So cool this year. That's been cool. There's secret kinetic groups I'm not a part of because I'm a little baby kinetic, so I'm still getting shut out of certain groups. But it's just like, anyone shutting you guys out of any groups, don't take that personally. Or if anyone's dumping you, don't take that personally. If anyone's breaking up with you, if anyone, whatever, you don't care. It's boring, okay? You have confidence in yourself that they're losing out. They're losing out on the opportunity to love you, spend time with you, be with you, work with you, have access to your charms, your jewels, your whatever you have. What of yourself do you have? Have you developed skills, talents, and abilities that other people are going to find like, I want to work with that. I want some of that. That's what you want. You want, oh my, how do I get more of that? Okay, you're not going to get that out of people if you're like desperate actor vibes. Guys, I was on this set. Quick digression. I was booked for this. They flew me out to like Tennessee or something. And I had just gotten in, and the production was around like this island coffee thing. And they were like all laughing, having a good time. And this was something that I auditioned for this like 2.5 months prior. Didn't know that I got it. I forgot about it. Like I did the audition, 2.5 months go by. Agent calls up, says, they want you. Can you fly out? Are you blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, okay. I go out there. They're literally talking about watching the audition tapes, and they were like, oh yeah, we knew it was you immediately. We knew it was you immediately. And I'm like, how did you take 2.5 months to tell my agent then? But they were saying like the line, I forgot the line. It was like, oh my God, Robbie or something. And like every other actress hit this line super big, like hysterics and crying, oh my God, Robbie. And I was literally the only actress that just went in a whole different direction. And it was more like, I don't know, whatever, authentic, better for the scene, whatever. It gets worse. they told me how they were like playing these audition tapes over and over and like laughing at these other actresses. I was mortified. Because, guys, that one gig that I got, there's tens of thousands of auditions of mine that were probably not perfect, not hitting the mark. And I was like thinking about it. I was a very young little baby actress at the time. I was thinking about it, like mortified. I was completely mortified. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. You know, so moral of the story is that you don't want to be desperate actor in the room. Okay. You want to be like, I'm going to do, it's not who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. Okay. You want to have that energy, like the resistance band. They used to put those resistance bands across our chest and we'd have to go and hit and spar. We had to spar other people with resistance bands and another person holding us back so that when you let the resistance band go, you're like freaking Bruce Lee. That's how you want to be. I want you guys, I'm gassing you up because I want you to walk into this week, the next 3 weeks, completely of self-love, self-confidence, healthy self-esteem. It's not who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. And there's going to be people that might want to stop you with the Scorpio stuff. Okay. Saturday, not just Saturday. It's like this week, next week, the week after next week. It's like the next 3 full weeks that this is possibly going to be shady, underworldly. Especially if there are any people that are like celebrating victories, you know, there's going to be some people I know for sure celebrating some victories in the next few weeks. I'm not standing in their way. No, I'm not. I'm focusing. What am I focusing on? Myself. I'm focusing on my own thing. I'm focusing on what more can I do to be better? What more can I do to have healthier self-esteem and make better decisions for myself? What more can I do and learn from the last couple years? And how am I going to juice up this eclipse to make like the absolute most of it? So stay in your lane. Don't look at anyone else and focus on yourself. Because it's only going to be those like insecure, desperate vibes that are going to be the Scorpio trying to like glom on like a little barnacle to other people's energies. All right. The moon in Taurus is going to cross Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. You have a very new perspective on your values. That's why I'm saying don't pay too much attention to the people and the situations of the last couple of years. They're kind of irrelevant. And not to say that they're all going to be eclipsed out of your life. Like don't tweak out like that. It's just to say that they're only there to show you the deeper things. You know, so, you know, be kind of forgiving of people because you attracted them into your experience for some reason. So even if you think you don't like someone, you attracted them into your experience for some kind of reason, you know, maybe to get very motivated. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. So, you know, moving on. Let's move on. Sunday. Ooh, right on the money. Sunday, the 29th of October. We have the moon in full moon, lunar eclipse in Taurus opposing. So on Saturday, it's Mars and Mercury opposing Jupiter. And then on Sunday, it's the moon opposing Mercury and Mars. That's right. That's funny. Okay. That's funny. So on Sunday, so the moon opposing Mercury, I feel like if anything goes on Saturday, there could be a tension where it may or may not be fully expressed. It depends on the context of the situation. If you are doing a TED talk and there's like a weird little, or you're accepting an award and there's like a weird little, you know how when you're watching like award shows and you can like sense or feel some kind of like tension with people, like maybe like an actress goes to give someone a hug, but then the other actress like doesn't give them the hug back or something, or like someone goes to like, you know what I like, those weird little interstitial moments. I feel like that could be Saturday with the Mars Mercury opposition to Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, because that's going to be showing you more philosophy that you were lacking with Jupiter and Taurus, or giving you more material resources or answers or assets that your self-esteem is now ready to accept, and you're interfacing with it. And, you know, throughout all of this, there could be that manipulative underbelly, soft, manipulative underbelly of that weird little, maybe someone tries to like, oh, Adrian Brody when he kissed Halle Berry. Like there might be like a moment where someone just does something bold or says something and someone else might be like, they could be like, and it's like, that could be something. But if something like that does happen, Sunday is like your answer back. Sunday is your answer back with confidence and what? So don't be afraid of what anyone else like says or does, because that's giving your power away. And then you're in low self-esteem. You're in desperate actor land. You don't make your decisions on what anyone else does. Remember, it's not who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. Okay? So if you're like thinking about, oh, what am I doing going to affect other people like in this kind of a way, you're probably taking too much responsibility for their feelings, and you don't need to take responsibility for their feelings. That you need to let go Tuesday. Okay? Just compassionate release. So that's the moon opposing Mercury on Sunday, where you might have a corrective, you send out a corrective email. Actually, that's not what's going to happen. So-and-so misspoke. This is what it's really going to be. You know what I'm saying? So if anyone tries to like undermine you and do something, like, don't be afraid of that. In fact, if they do anything like that over the next 3 weeks, they're outing themselves. They're outing themselves. Okay. Now with the moon opposing Mars in Scorpio, that's a little bit spicier. That I want you to be very indignant about your new level of self-esteem and self-confidence. You're going to run with it. You're going to do it before you're ready. And that's what confidence is. It's facing your fear, acknowledging you have the fear, protecting that part of you that's fearful, and saying, we're going to do it anyway. And it's going to take as long as it takes. And that's what we're going to do. So with the moon opposing Mars, and you're trying to provide for your family, make your dreams come true, save your community, whatever you're trying to do, and you're going to have all that scorpionic energy, you need to answer that with, how dare you judge me? How dare you try to get in my way? How dare you get in my business? How dare you try to make me feel bad about this? How dare you try to diminish this beautiful thing that I like or love or want to do? How dare you judge my dream for myself and tell me I can't make money this way? How dare you? I know. If that makes you feel like maybe we're all going to upgrade our nervous systems, maybe through osmosis, through me doing it, guys. All right, I can't get too much in the TK digression, but so yeah, I want you to be that confident though. I want you to be that like, okay, because it's not hurting them. It's not hurting them. Don't think that way. You're responsible. You're being too responsible for someone else's energy. They're hurting themselves and they're using you, and they can use you no matter what you say, no matter what you tell them that they want to hear or tell them what they don't want to hear. That's what it means. That's giving the power away. So you might as well be confident and stand in your own power anyway. Now, all that being said, Mercury is also going to conjunct Mars in Scorpio. So Sunday is like the day. Sunday is like a showdown day where everything I just told you to do, that's forceful, right? Like that's very like, this is where I stand. This is where I stand. This is where I stand. Mercury, Mars, you want to use that beautiful, powerful force to protect your choices, protect your self-esteem, protect my teacher. He doesn't say this anymore, but he used to. He says this thing, protect the queen, protect the queen, protect the queen. You need to protect your queens, okay? You need to protect your queens. And you need to, who and what are your queens? What is your, for me, it's my mom and my grandma. So everything, anyone that's got a problem with me, that's got an issue with me or my dreams or what I'm doing or anything, those are my queens. It's my priority. Everything else gets out of my way. Okay. So once you have that kind of, and screenwriting and telekinesis, but once you have like your values, Taurus, and the self-esteem to back yourself up, then the little things that might seem important, you might realize like, that's not my queen. Goodbye. Here's the door, you know? So it will render certain things immediately irrelevant. Immediately irrelevant. So, I could look at things like, is this going to help and support my queens? Is this going to subtract and take away from my queens? Is this going to help and support healthy telekinesis, screenwriting, or is it going to take away from my power, my psychic power? Is it going to take away from my creativity? Is it going to take away time for screenwriting? You know what I'm saying? So once you put it that way, you're using the black and white energy of Scorpio in a healthy way, the way it wants to be used. Okay. So Mercury, Mars, it's very forceful and powerful, and you want to use it the right way. Use it the way it wants to be used. That's cutting things out or cutting things in. You could be bonding closer with someone. You could be putting up a boundary with something, maybe even like food or some kind of habit that's not good for you or something. It could be an attitude. It could be a negative thing. It could be anything. But look at it that way. Like, what's detracting from the big picture, and what is going to support you and support that big picture, because you already trust it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with the sun trining to Saturn. You already feel like really stable with it. So I'm wondering what it is, Saturday, Sunday, maybe that's when I don't know, but Sunday, that Mercury, Mars, like I said, use it to protect your choices. Use it to protect your choices. And what I'll say, if you guys are like breaking up with people or setting some boundaries, what I tell people is to tell the person, make it really encouraging, because we all, you want to still like respect people. Like, I have such a weird thing about like diversity and entering, like for example, like entering a contest under like a diversity label. Like it trips me out. It tweaks me out. Like, I don't know if that really helps me or not. I have no idea. But like, part of me wants to win against everyone. Like, I want to know that I'm competing with like the best of the best. I want to know that no one's getting excluded. They could be, and that's why like these fucking like, oh, the way they charge you for like every single entry. Okay, I'm not gonna get on that, but like with these award shows, like it's some of these awards, and I got that from Woody Allen. He says that I can't accept this Academy Award because I can't accept losing, a few years ago for some award. But, take compliments and take, a complimentary thing to say when it's grounded in truth and authenticity. It's only like flattery when people are just trying to kiss your butt that you can be like, ew, But, like when you guys on Patreon give me like compliments, I do take it. I feel it, because it's like, it's very like, it hits my heart. It's like when they're real and when they're authentic and stuff. So this on this Sunday, it's an energy that you can use with great force, but also clarity. And you could get like really pinpointed and talk directly to the thing. You can speak right to the issue. And, it's where your boundaries and your lines are and where your bonds are. So, that's what I have to say about that. And you want to respect, like I said, you want to respect people, like diversity or not diversity, or, winning this award or that award, or like just going up against, like, you have respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about submitting in different, I have no idea. I don't know enough about that stuff, but if you can come at it from a place of mutual respect and say, I respect you and I believe in you, you can handle this on your own. I know you're going to find a solution. I know that you're going to do very well for yourself. I know I believe in you. I know you're going to, whatever it is, I know you're going to find your own housing. I know that you're going to find your own job. I know that you're going to get through this, whatever it is. Infuse it with confidence. So it doesn't have to be like, I'm abandoning you. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like you might still feel like there's something going on Sunday, but the way you put it and the context that you put it in is going to make a very big difference. So when you say that, like, I believe in you you're going to figure this out on your own, you're going to feel immediately if there's resentment there. You might feel it beforehand, even before you say it, but you'll feel it if anyone doesn't like that answer over the weekend, really, Saturday and Sunday. If people don't like those kinds of answers, then they were desperate actors in the room, and they were maybe trying to make it look like they're not. They were trying to act with the confidence of like, I could take it or leave it, but they're actually like, you know, blaming you for something, blaming you for, I don't know, I really don't. There's some kind of projection that people have that's going on and stuff, but protect your choices. The moon in Taurus will also trine Venus in Virgo. Love this so much. So that, all that, like the soft manipulative underbelly, that's like background noise. All right. The star of this eclipse is this moon trine Venus in Virgo. There's something so good happening. There really is. You have to look for like the silver lining. You have to, that is something that makes you feel good about yourself. Like when you have healthy self-esteem and you believe in yourself, you have a good relationship with yourself, and you remove those, like that desperate actor energy with like your friends and your family or your coworkers or like whatever, you move through the world differently, and people feel you differently, and it magnetizes people to you. It makes them want to be part of what you have going on. It increases your self-esteem, and it just like feeds each other. That moon trine Venus, that makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel clean. Standing up for yourself, protecting your queens, that makes you feel clean. I don't try to rhyme. I just happen sometimes. So that, doing the right thing by that, and like from a place of self-esteem, some of you are getting rewards and gold and assets and jobs and lovers and marriages. Like some people are going to be, you're going to be seeing people doing their victory laps over the next like 3 weeks. People are going to be winning contests. People are going to be just having great, you know, victories, like externalized in the material way. Don't stay in your lane. Congratulate them. Be very authentically happy for them, because it's about you. That's them. This is you in your lane. You want to take this whole eclipse cycle and infuse the last of the self-confidence. So whether you're celebrating some material victories, congratulate yourself, because your self-esteem has risen and you've now manifested that physical response to that, and go ahead and take credit for that. And if there are other things that are, you know, maybe your things that are not victories, if there are things that are not victories, I still want you to use them. I still want you to take the victory in the lesson. It's a lesson, and you need to take that lesson to serve you for the next 18 years before you have to learn these lessons again. Refresher. Okay. So you can also, if you were alive 18 years ago, you can look back 18 years ago and see what you were, what was going on. But again, don't look to like the specific people and the situations. What were the bigger themes that you were trying to learn, trying to get yourself, you know, motivated, healthy self-esteem, going for it. So, you know, the moon trining Venus is like a get, like you're feeling clean and pure and healthy. That's Venus in Virgo. So expressions of, remember, that's Hermione Granger. That's little Audrey Hepburn beauty. Okay. If you want to show someone you love them, you're going to change their oil. You're going to, you know, do additional work that they didn't ask you to do. It's like the acts of service, or just the Virgo ways, the Virgo life, you know? So I love that part about Sunday, is that the moon connecting with Venus in a beautiful trine. It's earthy, it's grounded, it's clean. You feel like, hallelujah, I'm cleansed, I'm clean, you know? So just, I love that. Something does have you feeling really, really good about yourself. Also, positive relationships with women as well. Women or your own feminine energy, nurturing yourself, just feeling really like supported. The moon will then cross Uranus retrograde in Taurus. This is liberation. Okay, this is the thing that today, if you're watching this Monday, October 23rd, we're live streaming it. Today feels like their shock rocker, like, you know, but Sunday, it's your new favorite thing. It's liberation. Liberation starts today. All right. It starts like a woo, you know, like wow. And sorry, I just thought of I recently saw This Is the End. I'm always late to everything, but it's on Netflix and it's so funny. It's really funny. I'm a James Franco fan. It's really, really funny. I highly recommend it. If anyone has not yet seen it, I recommend it. So it's a funny movie. Okay, so moon crossing Uranus retrograde in Taurus, liberation. Here's the thing, like it's new and it's different, but then it becomes culture. Remember, like culture and counterculture. Like, so there's like something that feels shock rocker, new and different on Monday, but it's getting you out of the rut. It's about to be your new favorite thing. Okay. I was just singing it. I'm gonna say 𝚑𝚊𝚗𝚕𝚒𝚗𝚣. So it's gonna be your new favorite thing. And I feel like by Sunday, you're gonna wonder, why did I wait so long to feel this good? I could have felt this good a long time ago. Why did I wait so long to be confident in myself? Why did I wait so long to love my body? Why did I wait so long to do this thing, or to move to this city, or to start in on this career? Why did I wait so long? Why did I wait so long to do it? That's always the fixed sign energy. When we do change and get into the new groove, we're like, why did I wait so long? Why did it take me so long? Everyone's in their own divine timing. So you're going to have a moment like that on Sunday, but it's after you're already liberated. It's after you're already in the new thing energetically. And you're going to wish you did it sooner. You're like, man, I wish I did this sooner. But it's okay. It's okay. And that's why I'm like really pushing you guys to just be confident no matter what. Like I said, you're going to be seeing people with their victory laps, and hopefully you have some victory laps too. But no matter what, even if there are losses or big changes or, you know, switcheroos, or you're not getting what you want, or you're not getting this or that, you have to keep going and live to die another day. And that has to be the victory, that you opened your little eyes this morning. Okay. Guys, I discovered stoic journaling through the Mercury retrograde in Virgo when my head was exploding. And whenever I get sick, I get so dark. Whenever I get sick or sniffly, I'm like, I just want to finish the job. It gets dark. But discovered stoic journaling has been great for my mental healing. And, you know, you have to just, it's not who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. And that's going to pull such a strong vibe. And it's going to magnetize all the people that are supposed to be in your life, all of the cities and towns and opportunities and jobs and money and whatever. And it's going to repulse the people that are just going to stand in your way. You know, you don't want any of that like wishy-washy, on the fence. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Like it's going to eat up your time. It's going to eat up your energy. It's going to eat up you're going to start thinking about it. Like it's just going to be a distraction. It's going to be noise. So the moon will also sextile Neptune retrograding in Pisces. You're believing in the new groove. Your soul is in the new groove. You're feeling and intuiting into the new groove. And whether it shows up concretely or not, for many people, the things don't happen on the days of the eclipse. They're in effect like 6 weeks before and after. So that's why I'm giving you like a nice big 3-week window, but it will finish completely in 6 months. So by spring of 2024, things are going to really be very rocking and rolling, but it's happening right now. And that's why you need to channel the self-esteem and channel the self-worth and the self-confidence, because you're only going to feel comfortable in what your energetic match is. So if you're out, sorry, I just saw it. Jonah Hill, when he's, and this is the end, he's like, oh, these are your old friends. And I get it. He's your old friend and we're your new friends. Like, it was, so if it just like popped up in my face. But you know, if there's anything that you're outgrowing, if you're outgrowing your town, your job, whatever, you know, but just believe in the new groove and let yourself grow into your new groove, you know? Because you're gonna be like, man, I should have done this. I should have done this sooner. I should have made this change sooner. It feels great, you know, because you don't want that like desperate actor in the room energy. I swear to God, these desperate actors just suck the energy out of the freaking room. Okay. And anyone choosing people like that, you're like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. I'm going to stay with you. I feel so sorry for you. I'm going to choose you. That reflects your own low self-esteem, and you're not going to make any money. You're not going to get successful. You're not going to bring that person up. You can't do that. You can never bring someone up, but people can pull you down. And that's what the Scorpio energy is. That's your only minefield for this, for the next little while. Those are the minds. And they can only be successful if there's already an enemy inside of you that doesn't have good self-esteem, doesn't want you to have good self-esteem, a little self-saboteur inside of you. That's the only way those external influences are going to even penetrate you, is if there's already an enemy inside, if there's a part of you working against yourself, if there's a subconscious part of you working against yourself. That's the only way they're going to win, because they already got a guy on the inside. Ooh, so Scorpio. So that's what I have for you. Let's take a look at the tarot. I got a lot of energy. I'm motivated. I'm very, very motivated. Tarot time. Okay. Let's take a look. Any tarot messages for my people? Highly recommend meditation. Highly, highly recommend meditation. Highly. Ooh, I have, we have remote viewing sub clubs now moved to nights and weekends, probably just the weekends. And we do it twice a month over Zoom. And it's pretty amazing. I've just customized your meditation again. So there will be like kind of like 2 parts of your remote viewing meditation. Then I lead you guys through it and we have a blast. So it's on Patreon, patreon.com/theartigan. Only if you feel like you can hang, because this is my community. All right. This is like our vibe. So if you feel like you can hang on Patreon, try it for a month, because you're walking into a whole group of people. You're walking into a new situation. You're walking into a lot of mystical, magical things. So take your time with that. Take your time. We're there. Okay. Oh, you're starting strong. We have the 5 of Wands and the Empress to start. I'm not concerned about the 5 of Wands. That's like in sitcoms when they fight with kid gloves because they have to come back next week. So it's like that. It's not like, you know, there might be a little bit of like maybe competition, but it's I don't think it's that serious. There's a lot to go around. So if anyone's thinking, speaking, or acting from a place of scarcity or lack, like they're acting and behaving like there's not enough time, like there's not enough resources, like there's not enough to go around for everybody, that's reflecting their low self-esteem. And you want to move away from that person. You don't need that energy corrupting your mind, because that's only going to talk to any little enemies you may have inside of yourself and your subconscious that secretly fears a lack. They're just verbalizing what that little itty bitty crusty part of you is thinking. And that's not the voice you want to like run your life. 10 of Cups. Kumbaya. Happiness. You go from the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cups of lessons of learning emotionally to get to the 10 of Cups. In Tarot Talk, we're done with the major arcana. We're moving into the minor arcana, just so you know. So this, by the time you get to the 10th cup, to the 10 cups, this is a perfect relationship. This is perfect human love. This could be a highlight moment of the week. Simpatico, a beautiful marriage, a beautiful partnership, a beautiful relationship with your child or your children. It's just really nice. And that's only because you're all individuals. This is probably just like a primary relationship, like just like two people, but it's because you bring enough to the table and they bring enough to the table. It's not because anyone feels sorry for each other. It's not because of anyone, like, I don't know, whatever. Everyone, you know what I'm saying? That's the 9 of Cups, the wish coming true. You make yourself happy first and foremost. You live beneath your means. It's not who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. 9 of Cups, you got you. That's you coming as a full, complete person to any partnership. And that's like the most respectful thing you can do. The other person shows up the same. They have their family, they have their job, they have their self-confidence, their self-esteem, and da-da-da-da. And then they show up. And you bring everything that you have in your life and you show. Okay? So this is very, very nice. It's going to be a good eclipse for somebody with the Empress and Taurus. That's very... I love ordering food. Love it. Something smells rotten in Denmark. We're going to stop right there. We're going to open this up. Bottom of the deck, the 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. All right. I didn't want to talk about this. I specifically didn't, but it's coming up in your tarot, so I have to now. People are going to be jealous. Even if you don't have a victory that you're going to like post on social media and that you're going to parade in people's faces, just you being confident. Just you loving yourself no matter what. Just you being yourself, vibing your own vibe. There's going to be jealous people. There's going to be haters. There's going to be trolls. Misogyny is probably going to get even scarier. So misogyny is super scary. There's going to be misogyny, racism, discrimination, a lot of divisiveness. People trying to create the illusion of separateness. People trying to make things, oh, you're on my side or you're on their side. Which side are you on? You know, trying to make things very, I know that was ridiculous, but that's kind of how I see this. It's kind of freaking ridiculous. And you know what, you guys, you have, that's just the earth. That's just people. That's part of, you know, humanity. That's part of situations. It's part of, that's parts of groups of people. You enter a group of people, you survey the room, you get to know people, you figure out which ones are really shitty, you figure out which ones are really cool, see what the dynamic is when you enter a group of people. There's like a dynamic that's already existing before you go in, you know, so there is. But it's a very small part of your reading. So I don't think this is that, it doesn't have to be the main thing. You want to keep the main thing the main thing. You want to focus on what's in your lane. Who are your queens? All right. This is so cute. Mom, grandma, screenwriting, telekinesis. Okay. Because some people, sometimes, every once in a while, either through my regular life or sometimes through the internet, but it's more so like in my waking life, people will approach me and bring me their script and try to offer me some kind of like deal to, you know, like if I can help get it made or something or whatever. It's usually completed. It's usually done. And I'm going to ask you questions. This is just an example, but I'm going to ask you questions and see, is this one script that you wrote 5 years ago? Do you write every day? It can't be, because like the same thing, no one wants that desperate actor energy. I'm not gonna, okay, like it needs to be reflective of like, I need to see someone that is just as freaking tenacious about this as I am. You've got to be already going, already doing all these, trying, really believing in yourself, going. But if you did one script 5 years ago or one script last summer and you're trying to bring it to me or anyone else, I can recommend some great resources for you. I can absolutely do that. But it would be too, you're not bringing enough to the table. You're not, and everyone has to bring enough to the table. No one gets out of that. You need more than just your talent and your desire to be rich and famous. Sorry. It's the same spiritual rules. It's the same spiritual rules for all of us. We are all under the heavy hand of karma. We are all the law of cause and effect. Okay. There's one thing that I'm really excited about right now that I'm getting information on that is so freaking cool. It's a spiritual story. We'll circle back to that later on. But this overall, with the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, is telling me that you have some very inspiring and wonderful opportunity or something that you can go towards, that you're excited about starting it, you're excited about beginning it, and you care about starting it with integrity and starting it on the right foot, starting it pure and clean and equal and fresh. And it may, for some of you, there may be either like a relocation. It doesn't have to be. If you see he's like leaving his little 8 cups, you may have to, leave something. You may have to choose one thing over another. You may have to choose, like, I have to live in this town to do this, or I have to, I don't know. That's, nothing's coming up to my head. I'm blanking out, but it's an emotional changeover. Emotionally, you may have to put your heart, or have to, feel different feelings and feel, you may have to be moving your little center, a little heart center somewhere else. Okay, let's start opening this up. Let's take a look at the Empress and the Five of Wands. Capricorner is already done on the Patreon. Every Monday, I do Capricorn weekly, as well as Capricorner, a special bonus. I don't even know what I was saying. Special bonus reading for the Capricorns. Okay. So Monday's Capricorn, Capricorner, and Aquarius. Let's take a look at the Ace. This Saturn retrograde in my 3rd house is just making me speak a little slower, Natalie. All right. The Empress and the Five of Wands. Ooh, I feel like I'm getting all the secrets right now. 8 of Swords. So that connects to this over here, this Mishigas. It'll really be up to you to choose the right person to give the mitzvah. Ten of Cups. For me as a reader, the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups come out together a lot. So I'm not surprised that they are here. This little glob, you have the Six of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. This is going a very long way to... This might be reconnecting with someone after traveling, or reconnecting with someone after some kind of separation, or alienation or disagreement or time, maybe just like time and distance or life, or just, maybe there's like, I don't think there's like a specific reason. I feel like the fives are always challenges that you can overcome and you're meant to overcome them. So this would be more like a challenge of, like how I said, we're choosing people that reflect our own level of self-esteem. So that's what this would be. This would be like you're reuniting, or you're getting together with someone after you have healed maybe like a low self-esteem, where you were choosing people that needed your help, or choosing people that you're feeling sorry for, or choosing people that are very desperate or needy or something, that now you're either choosing someone new, or you're coming back around to someone that is more reflective of your improved self-esteem. That beautiful Knight of Cups. It's very sweet. 8 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. Three of Swords. If someone wants to stay a victim, they're going to stay a victim no matter what's happening. They can have literally their dreams coming true. They could have so much of everything and still make you the perpetrator. They need a face for the villainy. They need a face to connect with their bad feeling. This is just a negative person. This is just like a negative thinking person. Or negative thinking energy. And, we would have more compassion for them if it were just this, because this is their own self-sabotage getting in the way. But this tells me they know better. There may be some kind of like, there's like an exploitation here. So someone may be exploiting some kind of advantage. I don't know if that's like a tactical advantage or an advantage of intel and information, but they're exploiting some kind of advantage and it hurts them in the end. But this is the thing with Scorpio. You don't want anything that you have to manipulate to keep. That is from a low self-esteem place. That's why I'm pushing you guys to just be confident no matter what. Yeah, there's going to be negative people around. Yeah, there's going to be naysayers, judgy people, or whatever. But it's not who's going to let me. It's who's going to stop me. This person's trying to stop you this week. And it's going to be veiled. It's going to be manipulative. It's going to be maybe even manufacturing traumas, or bringing up their heartbreak, bringing up it's something that they want people to feel sorry for them for. Remember that this is maybe how they have gone through life, moving from town to town, finding kind new people in town that feel sorry for them and take them in and get them started and start making their way. And then they just do that person to person, where they give them the sob story, or you know what I'm saying? So this is like that's like a displaced ego, where your ego isn't from being self-confident and how much you can do on your own and whatever. It's a displaced ego where the confidence comes from how they can connect with people, always in that sort of codependent way of people feeling sorry for them. Or with the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is like heartbreak, betrayal, a deep disappointment, some idea you had of something just crashing and burning. And you know what? Those desperate actors have had many heartbreaks. Okay. If you're an artist, okay, that's our life. Heartbreak after heartbreak. crying jag after crying jag, disappointment after disappointment. And that's kind of a good thing, because you know what it's going to do? It's going to weed out all of the, I almost said all the suckers. No, it's going to weed out all of the victims that just want to like cry about it and feel bad about it. Like this is going to be someone that they're looking to feel bad about something. So this might even be someone getting exactly what they want, but still feeling bad about it. Or they're not getting what they want and they're feeling bad about it. Or they could try to like they might even try to create some kind of like conflict or something, or they might try to, I would feel like this would be more so someone trying to create the illusion of lack or create the illusion of separation, because it's not real. Like there's enough time, there's more than enough of everything. There's more than enough time and people and resources and love and affection and like, you know what I'm saying? So if anyone's sharing that kind of perspective with you, that's this person. That's this person. They're like, they're thinking and talking from this scarcity mindset, but they know what they're doing. That's why I don't like that. They know what they're doing. So they might create their own, that's just like when you create your own worst fear or whatever, that might happen, doesn't have to. If you ever don't like a tarot reading, then you know you have it in advance, so you know how to change the energy so that it doesn't happen this way. Likewise, if you like certain things about a tarot reading or you like a whole reading, you know how to use your energy and show up to your life every day to make it happen. Encourage it and claim it. So like I said, overall, you're moving on from some kind of emotional experience and starting something new that feels really pure. It feels really clean. It feels really good for you. So you do need to kind of cleanse this weird feeling. It's a weird vibe. The vibes is off. That's all. So let's get your guidance. And then we will resume our Monday schedule. The Monday schedule. Any other guidance for my people at this eclipse? So it's the last partial lunar eclipse. So it's, for some people, it's an ending. It doesn't have to be. It's a culmination. So you're getting the juice of, this is the peakest of the peak experience. And then, you know, so that might mean some purging over the next 3 weeks to 6 months, but it can also mean like the victory laps. For some people are going to be celebrating their victory laps, and you want to congratulate them. You don't want to be a sore loser. You want to congratulate them and say, good job, you worked hard. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you can still stay in your own lane and still be happy for other people. Be good. Bottom of the deck. For someone, it's a romantic thing. For someone, it's a new, you know, for this could be romantic or creative. So creating children is very creative. Creating pieces of artwork is also very creative. Creating energy structures is also very creative. New romantic or creative cycle begins. Your popper, it's new moon in Libra. You're like finishing up this like solar eclipse in Libra energy. A time to give rather than take, the new moon in Virgo energy. That is so sweet. Virgos are so sweet. I love you guys. All right. So here's the thing about giving. Here's the thing about your feminine energy. So if you're a divine feminine, listen up. If you're a divine masculine, listen up. You want to look for this in your feminines if you're looking for feminine. Divine feminine energy means that you fill your own cup, you make yourself happy to the brim, and anything overflowing is what other people get. And that is going to magnetize people to you. You're going to look at someone, you're going to, wow, I want some of that. What is that? I want to bottle it up and I want to sell it, right? Like this is what I want to be around. This is the vibe. Whenever I leave coffee with so-and-so, I feel like I have more energy. I'm inspired. I'm rejuvenated. I'm motivated. However, when I leave the 3-hour coffee with so-and-so, I just feel stressed out. I feel anxious. I feel kind of insecure. I feel less motivated. I feel sluggish. The answer is clear. So a time to give rather than take. Make sure that you have your own cup filled first, and then look for other people that have their cups filled as well. And then the overflow, you'll get their overflow they'll get your overflow, and you inspire each other, and it stays, the vibe stays high. It stays inspiring, it stays up, it stays motivating, it never goes down. So that's the thing for this eclipse for someone, is to make sure that it's always like that. Okay. And I mean, always with, with reason. With reason. Okay. So you'll only feel good about giving if it's equal, if it's a portal, if it's an equal give and take. You'll only feel good about giving if they're also, if they have enough, if they create of themselves, they create their own happiness, they create their own whatever, their own brand. People like what they're doing, but they're creative, they're creating their own, and then there's overflow. It's always feeling better for us when we help people that are already helping themselves, and it's not just like heady, or it's not, you know what I'm saying? So Virgos specifically, and Libras specifically, because you two are people that can kind of like overgive, be feeling kind of guilty, and all that. So a time to give rather than take, when you filled up your own cup, and only to other people that have full cups, because they're already going, they're already on their way. Okay. Love you guys. Take very good care. I will check in on you guys later. Have a great eclipse. Follow me on TikTok, same handle, Watch Natalie. And we will be doing the rest of the weeklies on Patreon. Until then, my lovelies, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.